Hello, everybody! It is Terrific Tuesday! How we doing tonight? How is everybody doing? Who's joining me tonight? Jennifer! Welcome! Sorry I am late tonight. It is very late Tuesday. It's only Tuesday. I thought for sure it was Wednesday, but it's only Tuesday. Yes, and I am very late tonight, guys. I apologize for my tardiness. Hello, Adele and Dazzle. Great to have you with us. Good to have everybody here. What are we grateful for this Tuesday evening? Tell me about your Tuesday and what you are grateful for on this terrific Tuesday. Terrifically tardy Tuesday. While you think about what you're grateful for, I'm going to go find my glasses. All right, I'm back. Karen is with us, and Patty. Hello, Lisa. Lisa had a sunny afternoon off. Nice. I like that. Good evening, Karen. Yeah, it's nice. This weather cooling off, has some nice clothing sales, Kitty. That's for sure. I am down with that. It is, the clothing sales are starting to pick up with the decline in temperature, and I'm okay with that. I'm okay if that helps drive sales of clothing, and both kids and ladies, it has been driving it, so I'm okay with that. And online as well, actually. Oh, says the Floridian. Oh, I miss the cool weather. Let us get out the violins for you, Jennifer. I like this kind of cool weather. I don't like the cold. I like the fall. The fall weather, the spring weather. But the extremes of summer and winter I do not miss. No, there's no cooling off in Florida for you or the Peanut Gallery, Pat. I do remember that. I have heard these stories from Minnesota. I think sometime, Jennifer, we're going to have to go on a trip. And you're going to have to walk me through life in Minnesota on the prairie that you grew up on. That's true. You just have summer and hurricane season in Florida. Hey, Kurt! Hello, my friend! Good to have you with us. Good to have you here. Always enjoy having the Welties with us. Oh. But we'll do that like in the summer, Jennifer, that tour. In Minnesota, summer is still cool enough for me. Oh, well, it's great to hear what everybody... hey, there's Jennifer. The Canadian border will be closed through October 21st. They're warning us that it could be closed through the end of the year. Whoa! You Canadians are going to be stuck. Oh my. I actually had a shipment to Canada that got lost in Never Never Land trying to get to Canada, and it wasn't much of a shipment. It was just it was an envelope. But got lost in Never Never Land, but that's okay. Things happen. Actually, I think it was going through the eBay Global Processing Center, and it was at the wrong border. It was at, like, the Mexican border. I'm like, it's at a border, but, like, the border with Mexico and the border with Canada are two very different places. Hey, Kim's with us. Great to have you here. eBay decided it was their fault and just gave them their money back. Which is okay. Not our fault. Things happen. I don't control the Postal Service. I do not. Or the border. I was across that border just before it closed in March. I made a fast track through Canada. What do we got going on today? Let's open the Good Morning, Good Night book and get this party started here for our quick night. All right, for those of you that follow along in the Good Morning, Good Night book, hey, Heather's with us. Welcome, Heather. We are on page 56 tonight. Good morning, you Metro Osoka dolls. What's the? I'm screwing this up. The dolls that, huh?
Matryoshka or something?
Matryoshka dolls. Excuse me. You carry so many versions of yourself around inside you. Take a seat. Chill for a minute. I'm gonna screw that up again on the Good Night. You know that, people. That's the Russian nesting dolls, for those of you who don't know. I understand the pictures, but the rest of it, forget it. That's pronouncing it. We sell them. We call them Russian nesting dolls. We don't call them Matryoshka. All right, so we are here on Terrific Tuesday, and this is going to be a quick Terrific Tuesday because I am so late tonight. Hey, Michelle. Great to have you here. So, couple of things. TikTok is sort of sold, which is kind of weird because it's not really a sale like in a normal sale. But Oracle beat out Walmart and Microsoft, which is kind of interesting. But I want you to think back, and what could you buy for $580 million? If you had $580 million in 2005, you could have bought this. Any guesses what you could have bought in 2005 for $580 million? If you had the spare change in between your couch cushions, that is. $580 million in 2005 bought this. Do 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 do. Hey, Krita, not Amazon. Not Amazon. $580 million bought this in 2005.
eBay.
Nope, not eBay. Hey, Nancy. So I've got eBay and Amazon being guessed. Google? Nope.
Instagram.
Not Instagram. I'm gonna really make you think. I'm gonna age some of you.
MySpace.
MySpace it is. There it is. My peanut gallery got it. In 2005, if you had an extra $580 million, you could have bought MySpace. And MySpace still exists today. You probably haven't checked your page, but it does still exist. So what does that mean for TikTok? Okay, what does that mean for Facebook? What does that mean for any of this? So it is an interesting business lesson. Okay. Also, you know, in business lessons, 12 years ago today, Lehman went belly up. So was the start of the opening up of the financial crisis. So 12 years ago today was that. So it is an interesting world with interesting cycles, okay? I think you could buy MySpace for a whole lot less than $580 million. I forget the company that actually owns it now. It's something overly simplistic. But, those are just perspective, people. It's just perspective. Hey, Kelly's with us. Kelly, it's okay. I'm the one that's late tonight. So those are a couple of perspectives. But we are on the halfway point of September already. We are halfway through September. The temperatures are starting to turn. We're a week away from fall. A week away. You only got one more week of summer. What are you going to do with your last week of summer? You got one more week of summer left, folks. And so, I mean, it is an interesting place we are. I think we're getting to a little, for as much as that's still not normal, we're getting to a place of a little bit of stability here. And that's a good thing. One of the things that I want to talk about this week, I'm not going to get into it tonight, but I just want to stick it in the back of your head. You're going to swim in your pool for your last week of summer. That's good. I haven't crashed your pool yet. Nancy, I'm just going to come crash. At least you didn't have the bear that crashed your pool, like, what was that, Greenfield, Mass? That the bear walked up to the guy, took a drink from the pool in Greenfield, Mass, and then the guy was sleeping out by his pool, and then just tapped the guy on his foot. He took his bear paw and just tapped him on the foot and woke him up. Have you seen the video?
I heard it. I didn't watch it.
I saw the video. It's actually pretty funny. But the bear wanted to play, and then the bear went off. And then he decides to just videotape this. It was caught on the security cam, but then he was doing it on his phone. I don't know that I would have been doing that. Bear there, I would have been headed the other way. That's just me. I'd also be installing a fence so that doesn't happen again. Yeah, it's not far from us in the whole scheme of things. Greenfield, Mass. So one of the things we're going to talk about this week, I got it on my list, but not tonight because it's a bigger topic than tonight, but I want to stick the idea in the back of your head, is cart size, both on your website and in your store. And we're going to talk about that some in the coming days. We're going to delve into that a little bit because it's an important topic, and especially as we head into the heaviest of the fall and early holiday selling season, it's important to think about what we can do to put more items in people's hands. So we're going to talk about that. But the real thing I wanted to talk about tonight, because I'm so late, is I just wanted to recap because I've had a couple people reach out and just ask for clarification on what I covered last night. For my main topic. My main topic last night was the PPP and how it is a loan. Maybe you forgot. It is a loan. The PPP is a loan. And banks have not started the forgiveness process because they're waiting on Congress, most banks, and even the ones that say they are. For any loan under $2 million, they're really not submitting any forgiveness because they expect the process to change. And so with that, I don't want an alligator in my pool either. I don't want a bear or an alligator. So with the fact that banks aren't doing forgiveness, if you were one of the early ones to get a PPP, the loan has a 6-month date when payments start. And some of you are starting to get notices from your bank about the first payment being due. Okay? And this is not the end of the world, but you may have an October payment if Congress and the banks don't get their act together. So basically, your loan payment, if you haven't gotten a notice from your bank yet, is about $575 for every $10,000 you borrowed. So $575 for every $10,000. Okay. So if you borrowed $30,000, you know, $575 times 3. $40,000, $575 times 4, etc. If you have to make a payment, you would get reimbursed when the loan is forgiven. So yes, it would still forgive the whole original amount, and you would get a refund of that money back. So if you had to make an October payment, you would get that money back. You know, somebody in this group is going to have to make an October payment. Okay, it's just some bank is going to make them make a payment. Okay, because that's the way these documents were written, and they aren't going to want to change it. Most banks are going to be flexible, and I'm still expecting Congress to actually do their job and simplify it and streamline it and get the information back to the banks on what to do for everybody. So I'm actually still expecting that to happen. I had a little bit of information. I probably have a little more tomorrow from our friends in Washington on what's happening. But you know, I want you to be prepared should you have to make a payment, because whatever the date was the money hit your checking account, it's 6 months from that date that the first payment is due. So that's what I just want you to be prepared, because somebody's bank in this group is going to make them make that payment. Okay, I don't know who it is or what, but I want you to be prepared, because if it's $5,000, you know, if you had a $100,000 loan and it's a $5,000 payment, I want you to be prepared for that. So that's why, you know, besides the fact that I know some of you have already gotten the notice with your payment amount. So I want you to be prepared for that should you have to make a payment. I don't want you come crying to me in October that, Neil, you didn't tell us. You know, I think 90% of us are going to be clear, because the banks are really delaying the forgiveness process as well as the government. But that is what the loan document says. And so the document you signed is why that's important. So just have that in the back of your head. Have some money off to the side should you have to make a payment. And if you don't, great. And I am still hopeful that Congress gets a bill done here in September. But it hasn't happened yet, and they're being Congress. I mean, they're just being stupid, for lack of a better term. They're being a disappointment. I'm disappointed in them. They need to grow up. So that was what I just wanted to restate and clarify, just to make sure I had everybody on the same page, because I had some follow-up questions on it. Right now, Michelle, nobody's really taking forgiveness applications. That's the other side of this. Unless your loan's over $2 million, none of the banks are really taking forgiveness applications. Even the ones that say they are really are not doing anything with them, because they expect Congress to change it. So nobody's really doing anything with forgiveness apps except for loans over $2 million, because nothing's changing on the loans over $2 million. There's no appetite by anybody to change those. So those loans the forgiveness process has started for those loans, but for the smaller ones it has not. So and many of you will not get that, because the banks are holding the payment, are going to ask for it, but somebody's bank is going to ask for it. I just know it. You know, I mean, some of you are getting payment notices making you aware, because there are people, if you remember back in the beginning of this, that talked about, oh, well, that's a cheap loan, I'll just use it as a loan. And so the banks are like, okay, well, we want our money. Well, technically you could have spent it on anything. You didn't have to apply for forgiveness. You could have spent it on other things, and some people did. You shouldn't have, because you shouldn't have given up the opportunity to have this forgiven. But some people did spend it on other things, or not on the allowed things. You know, some people bought a boat. Just saying. That's not what I told people to do, but somebody bought a boat. You know somebody bought a boat. But that's the big thing. I just want to keep everybody on the same page. If you get a payment notice or have a question from your bank on it, just give me a shout out and I'll help you through it. Just email me. Neil, N-E-I-L at ECIstores.com, N-E-I-L at ECIstores.com. And I'm happy to help you through it. But, you know, we're going to keep the pressure on Congress to do the right thing. I told you not to buy a boat. That's right. You listened, Kurt. I'm not saying everybody listened to me. I did say you could not buy a boat or a land boat. What I am also saying is not everyone listens to me. But... and I also said to hold on to cash. And I also said you couldn't have spinach dip, Kurt. Or the fancy wine. All these things are rushing back to you, I can tell. Oh, but if you have a question, no boat. No boat, Kurt. You're no skipper. The skipper and Marianne. And Ginger. I'm dating ourselves. Ah, that's good. Box wine's okay, Jennifer. It's okay. Or $2 Chuck from Trader Joe's. I'm okay with that. Not the fancy stuff. Okay, well, that is the important lesson for tonight. Think about your cart size. We're going to talk about that this week. This video and everything we talk about here, even the late video, will be over to narts.org/resalestrong by noon tomorrow. narts.org/resalestrong by noon tomorrow. Yes, Michelle, but you get the fancy wine for free because you tell your wine salesman that you're going to talk about it in your video. So that's okay. If you get fancy wine for free, it's okay. All the resources are there at narts.org/resalestrong, including this video. It's there to keep you organized so you can find it nice and easy, but you can also share it with your friends, the wine dealer, the boat dealer, the box wine dealer, you know, everybody. Share it with everybody. We'll help everybody along to the other side of this. I am here every night. More 8 than ish, although tonight was like not even ish, it was like way late. More 8 than ish Eastern every night live in the private Narts Facebook group where you get to ask me your questions live and we take them live and I help you through the events of the day. If you have a question in between, you just email me, Neil, N-E-I-L at ECIstores.com, N-E-I-L at ECIstores.com. We start this program every night with the Good Morning, Good Night book. The Good Morning, Good Night book is where we start. For those of you that follow along, we are on page 56 tonight. Good morning, you Matryoshka dolls. You carry so many versions of yourself around inside you. Take a seat. Chill for a minute. That's those Russian nesting dolls. Good night, you Russian nesting dolls. Stack 'em up and pack 'em in. You contain multitudes. There's your graphics, folks. Ladies and gentlemen, I am Neil Abramson. I do like a good party, a wedding, a bar mitzvah, a boat party even, on one of them big dare cruise ships. Ahoy, mateys. We will party again. We will set sail for a great party again, and I will be there with you all. But until then, until tomorrow night at more 8 than ish, know that you and you, and even you who doesn't have a boat, is not alone running this store. It's time for dinner. I'll see you tomorrow, everybody.